from around your town and across the country. This is America Today.
Chivalry is not dead, at least not for a man in Arizona. Hello, I'm Gary Essex. In this edition of America Today, feature reporter Steve Torbeck takes us to his part of the country to meet a man who lives what he does. He's a history teacher by profession, but an armorer by hobby. It's his way of understanding how people lived hundreds of years ago.
Well, it started in a group called the Society for Creative Anachronism, and in the group people sword fight with simulated weapons, and since we do that we needed armor. This is called butted, since the two ends are just butted up against each other and not riveted. Some mail was not riveted. You do this 10,000 times, you have a coat of mail.
Michael Cady is a history teacher at Trevor Brown High, but away from school he slips into another role. He's the only medieval armorer on his block.
In the 1400s, you would see something like this. This is very basic. These are called articulations, so that you can move back and forth and see how it comes in and out. But an armorer was always important because he supported the thing that helped the nobles stay in power, and that was war.
In the feudal system, an armorer had an apprentice to do a lot of the dirty work. So does Michael. Jerry Willis cuts out sheet metal to be made into a Norman helmet.
Sometimes, in some areas in the Middle Ages, they were kept away from the rest of society and basically came out once a year to sell their wares.
With every strike of the hammer, the sheet metal changes shape, slowly at first.
Okay, after many hours of pounding, what you would end up with is that piece of metal you saw earlier would start to get a curved effect, and this could either be riveted together, or in this case, I welded it together.
Michael Cady sells most of the armor he makes now, but it is less a business to him than a way of understanding a past lifestyle.
Well, I think there's a lot of things you can learn by reading books. I think that's wonderful, but there's a limit to it. And eventually, I think you have to do it yourself to really understand it.
Learning by doing, sometimes that's the best way. Thank you for being with us for this glimpse into the past and of a man who's trying to preserve it. Please join us again when we return with another story. Until we meet again, I'm Gary Essex for America Today.
This has been a presentation of the Gannett Broadcasting Group in association with the Gannett Company Incorporated.